Sometimes in a busy place, like a train station or a cafe, it's possible to hear English in the background. The words might be familiar, but the sentence feels hard to follow. A few words are clear, then suddenly everything sounds too fast. It's like the speaker isn't finishing their words. It becomes a blur. Even if the topic is simple, the meaning gets lost. This happens to a lot of English learners. Listening feels like the most difficult part. Even reading or speaking seems easier in comparison. And that's not because something is wrong. It just takes a different kind of practice. Here's a quick tip before we start. You can practice your speaking skills while watching this video by using a technique called shadowing. Here's how it works. As you listen to my sentences, pay close attention to how I phrase and pronounce the words. Then, pause the video and repeat what I said out loud, mimicking the rhythm, tone, and intonation as closely as possible. This is a fantastic way to not only improve your listening, but also your speaking fluency and pronunciation. Shadowing works best when you engage actively, so don't be shy. Try it out. In this video, the goal is to understand why listening to English can feel so hard and how to train the ears step by step to catch more words, phrases, and meaning without using subtitles or slowing everything down. These are easy techniques anyone can use at home, on a walk, or even during a lunch break. After years of teaching, I've seen how small listening habits can create big changes. Some learners just needed the right approach to finally feel confident in real conversations. But before we jump into how to fix it, let's talk about what makes English listening tricky in the first place. Reading gives more control. The words stay in one place. There's time to read them again. But when listening, there's no pause button in real life. The sounds come fast, and there's no going back unless using a video or recording. And English speakers don't always say words clearly. A sentence like, "I'm going to eat" becomes, "I'm gonna eat." "Did you see it?" sounds more like, "Did ya see it?" These changes are common in daily speech, but they don't appear in textbooks. There are also contractions everywhere. They are turns into there. He will becomes he'll. The words are shorter and often connected to each other, which makes them hard to catch. I've helped hundreds of students improve their listening, and most of them were shocked to realize how many words get cut or changed when people speak fast. It's not about being smart or having a strong memory. It's about giving your ears the right kind of practice. Once this is understood, listening becomes easier to manage. It's like learning to hear a new rhythm. So now that we know why it's hard, let's look at the first step you can take to train your ears. Going slow is helpful, but only if done the right way. Listening to easy English is good, but just letting it play in the background isn't enough. There needs to be a plan. The first step is choosing the right kind of audio. Try short podcasts made for B1 level learners. YouTube channels that speak clearly and explain things are great too. Children's stories, if the voice is natural, also work well. Then, focus on small things. Listen for words that come up more than once. Try to notice phrases that are used often. Pay attention to the tone. Is the speaker excited, serious, calm? Even feelings in the voice can help with understanding. A good technique is to pause after each sentence. Think about what was just said. Try to repeat the idea in your own words. It doesn't have to be perfect. The goal is to train the brain to hear meaning, not every single word. In my experience, students who practiced this way got better results than those who only listened without stopping. It's slow, yes, but that's how strong listening habits begin. Don't worry if it feels basic. This is where real progress starts. But to really understand natural English, we need to go one step further into the world of connected speech. When native speakers talk, the words often join together. They don't stop between each word. Instead of saying, "Did you eat?" clearly it comes out as, "Did jeet?" Or, "What are you doing?" sounds more like, "What you doin'?" This can be confusing because you know the words, but you don't hear them in the way you expect. This is called connected speech. It's not wrong English. It's just how people really speak. That's why it's useful to train your ear, to hear groups of words together, not one by one. This is called chunking. Think of it like hearing small phrases or word blocks instead of listening to every single word. One technique that works well is this. Choose a short video or audio clip, just a few seconds long. Play it once. Write down what you think you heard. Then check it with the subtitles. You'll start to notice which sounds change and which words join together. It can be funny sometimes, too. What we think we hear is very different from what's actually said. When I was learning Spanish, this trick helped me so much. I stopped trying to catch every word, and I focused on the whole phrase. It made listening less stressful and way more fun. And that brings us to a powerful tool that's already in your phone. Let's talk about using subtitles the right way. Subtitles can help your listening, but only if used with a plan. If you always read them without thinking, your ears won't learn. But if you use them the right way, they become a strong tool. Try this method. Watch a video once with English subtitles. Don't pause, just watch and listen. The second time, turn subtitles off. Can you still follow what's happening? The third time, play the video again, but this time pause after a line. Try repeating what you hear. This is called shadowing. It helps match your speaking to the natural rhythm. Also, pay attention to the words you didn't hear the first time. Subtitles can show you what your ears missed. That's helpful. But try not to depend on them every time. Slowly reduce subtitle use as you get better. This kind of practice works best with short videos. It keeps your mind fresh. Next, let's use something you already do every day, your favorite videos and shows. Watching videos can be more than just fun. It can be a workout for your ears. And the best part? You already enjoy it. Whether it's YouTube, Netflix, or TikTok, these clips can help train listening in real-life situations. Here's how to do it. Start with short videos, just 1 or 2 minutes. Watch the clip once, then rewind and play your favorite part again. Listen to it 2 or 3 times. Try to catch something new each time. Maybe a phrase, maybe the emotion in the voice. One fun way to test your ears is this. Mute the sound, watch a short part, and guess what's being said. Then play it with sound and check if you were close. It's a great way to pay attention to body language too. Another good trick is to focus on how people say things, not just the words. Are they excited, angry, bored? Feeling in the voice can help you understand the message, even when you miss some words. When I teach listening classes, I often use short comedy scenes or emotional drama clips. Students remember the sound better when it connects to a strong feeling. Plus, It keeps things interesting. And if you're ready for a fun challenge, try this next one. It's all about predicting. Good listening isn't just about your ears. It also needs your brain. When someone speaks, they often follow patterns. That means you can guess what's coming next, even if you don't catch every word. Let's say someone says, "I'm so tired because..." You don't need to hear the rest to guess they'll say something like, "I didn't sleep," or "I worked all night." That's prediction. It's a great skill for listening. Try this when watching videos. First, turn the sound off. Watch the body language and read the subtitles. What do you think they're saying? Then play it with sound. Were you close? This trains your brain to stay active during listening, not just wait for the words. You don't need to guess every word, just the general idea. Over time, this becomes natural. You'll understand more even when the audio isn't perfect. But training your ears also means listening more than once. Let's talk about repetition. One listen is never enough, and that's completely normal. Even native speakers miss things the first time. That's why listening again is so helpful. Try this. Choose a short clip, maybe 30 seconds. First, just listen and get the main idea. Second time, listen for specific words. Third time, listen again and notice the speaker's tone. Are they happy? Sarcastic? Calm? Each time you hear it, focus on something different. This is called deep listening. It helps your brain and ears work together. The more times you hear something, the more your ear catches. Think of it like a song after a few listens. You start singing along without reading the lyrics. Repetition also builds confidence. You'll feel more sure about what you hear. That's a big step in listening fluency. Now, let's turn the volume down. Yes, down, and see what happens. Here's a trick that sounds strange but works. Lower the volume. Not too much, just a little. This makes your ears work harder. You start paying closer attention to every sound. Another version of this is listening in a slightly noisy place. Not a loud party, but maybe a cafe or on the bus. These places are full of distractions, just like real life. If you can understand English in a busy place, you're really improving. This doesn't need to be long. Just a few minutes a day can help sharpen your focus. It teaches you to listen with more care. So, what do you do when you still can't catch a word? Missing words is normal. It happens to everyone. Even advanced learners sometimes don't catch every single word. The good news is, you don't need to understand 100% to understand the meaning. But when something is missed, it's helpful to stop and ask, what did I miss? First, guess the word. Think about the context. What's the situation? What was said before? That can give you a clue. For example, if someone says, "I didn't go to the..." and you didn't catch the last word, the tone or topic might help you guess. Was it a restaurant? A party? A meeting? Then check with subtitles or a transcript. You'll probably say, "Ah, that makes sense." And that moment is really useful. It's where learning happens. Now, write that word down. But don't write every new word. Choose just 3 you missed that day. Keep it small and simple. If you do this every day, you'll have 90 new useful words in a month, and not just new words, but words your ears didn't catch before. You can use a note app or even a voice memo. Review these words when you have time. Over time, you'll notice those same words in other videos, songs, or podcasts. And this time, you'll catch them right away. That's when it starts feeling easier. Now, let's bring in your own voice because listening and speaking are more connected than you think. Let's talk about a fun and powerful way to train your ears and your mouth at the same time. It's called echoing and shadowing. I have used both of these techniques myself, and I always teach them in my classes. They work even if you only do a few minutes a day. Let's start with echoing. This one is simple. You listen to a sentence. Then you pause and repeat it like an echo. Try to say it the same way with the same speed and feeling. For example, if the speaker says, "I can't believe it," you repeat it with the same surprise. Shadowing is a little more advanced, but don't worry, it's also fun. You play a short audio or video and try to speak at the same time as the speaker. Yes, at the same time. Like a shadow following a person. You try to copy their words, rhythm, and tone as closely as you can. At first, it's okay to miss words or fall behind. That's part of it. The goal is not to be perfect, but to feel the rhythm and natural speed of English. Over time, this makes it easier to hear real conversations. Start with a short clip, maybe 10 to 15 seconds. Do echoing first. Then, once you feel confident, try shadowing. 2 or 3 minutes a day is enough. Do it with your favorite show, podcast, or YouTube video. And what if you're tired? Here's something easy you can do, even while lying in bed. There are days when your brain is tired. You don't want to repeat, guess, or do exercises. That's okay. You can still train your ears on those days. Passive listening is your best friend. It works like this. You play English audio while doing something else. You're not trying to focus 100%. Maybe you're cleaning your room, walking, or just relaxing on the couch. But your brain is still listening. You can choose an audiobook, a podcast, a YouTube video. Don't worry if you don't catch every word. That's not the goal. The goal is to get used to the sounds and patterns of English, the rhythm of English, the way words connect, the rise and fall of sentences. Your ears will start to catch these naturally. It's like when a song gets stuck in your head, even if you didn't try to memorize it. You can even fall asleep with English playing in the background. Some learners say this helps them feel more confident with the listening over time. But to stay motivated, it's important to track your progress. Here's how. When learning a new language, it's easy to get frustrated when you don't see visible progress. But the truth is, your listening skills are improving. You just might not notice it right away. That's why I always suggest keeping a simple listening journal. It doesn't need to be anything fancy. You can use a small notebook or a note on your phone. Each day, take a moment to write down a few things. What you listened to, what you understood, and what you found difficult. This reflection process will help you track your progress. One of my students, for example, wrote in his journal, "Today I watched a 5-minute video and understood about 60% of it." Then, a week later, he wrote, "Today I understood 80% and I even caught a joke." This small moment of recognition helped him feel proud of his progress. You can also track any new words you hear repeatedly. For instance, if you notice the word "actually" showing up in different clips, jot it down. Next time you hear it, it won't feel as unfamiliar. Some learners even use color coding in their journals. You could use green for understood, yellow for kind of understood, and red for didn't catch it at all. This can help you see patterns in what's easy and what's still tricky. Tracking your progress doesn't just remind you of how far you've come. It also shows you what methods or types of material are working best for you. Over time, you'll look back and realize just how much you've improved. Now that you know how to track your progress, let's talk about a quick and simple routine you can actually stick to every day. You don't need to dedicate hours every day to improving your listening skills. In fact, what works best is consistency, doing something every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. That's how habits are built. So, I recommend a simple 5-minute routine that you can fit into your daily life. It's short, easy, and very effective. Start by watching or listening to something short. It could be a podcast clip, a YouTube video, or even a voice message. Just 1 or 2 minutes is enough for this step. After that, repeat the key phrases you hear out loud. It could be a phrase like, "What's going on?" or "I didn't see that coming." Repeat it with the same rhythm and feeling that you hear. Don't worry about being perfect. The goal is to practice. Next, spend a minute shadowing the speaker. Play one sentence again and try to speak along with them. Match the tone and rhythm of their voice. Again, it doesn't need to be perfect, but doing this helps you connect your listening and speaking skills. After that, take a moment to write down one thing you learned, whether it's a new word, phrase, or just a grammar point you noticed. This helps reinforce what you've heard and makes the learning stick. Finally, listen to the same clip one more time. This time, try to catch more details you might have missed the first time. This repetition helps you improve by training your ear to pick up on more subtle elements of the language. If you do this every day, even for just 5 minutes, it'll add up over time, and once it becomes part of your daily routine, you'll start noticing more and more improvements. Now that you have a quick routine to follow, let's talk about a final tip that's perfect for winding down. Remember, listening is a skill, not a talent. It's something you can develop with practice. I've seen so many students struggle at first, feeling like they'll never be able to understand native speakers. But that's just part of the process. I've also experienced it myself when learning other languages. Mistakes don't mean failure, they mean you're making progress. It's not about understanding everything. It's about taking one step at a time and continuing to train your ears. So, don't stress if you don't catch every single word. The key is to keep going. Thank you so much for watching. I hope these tips and techniques help boost your confidence in understanding English, even when it feels tricky. Remember, listening is a skill you can build step by step with the right practice and tools. And don't forget, whether it's using AI-powered apps or small daily habits, consistency is the key to success. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with anyone who's also learning English. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. What's your biggest challenge when it comes to listening? And which tip are you going to try first? And hey, why stop here? There's so much more to discover when it comes to improving your English skills. Lastly, always remember that learning any language is like building a muscle. It takes consistent effort over time, but each practice session, no matter how short, adds up. By committing to listening regularly and engaging actively, with the tools and techniques available, you're already way ahead. Trust yourself and trust the process, because you're capable of amazing things. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this video, it's that listening can get easier, and it will. I've seen so many students and learners go from feeling completely lost in conversations to confidently keeping up with native speakers, and I know you can do the same. It starts with a willingness to try, keeping an open mind, and celebrating every little victory along the way. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss future videos packed with useful tips and ideas to take your English to the next level. You've got this, and I'll see you in the next video. Keep learning and stay motivated.